Also got some great stuff in Atlanta while we were drafting.
Yeah.
And some fun candid stuff.
Right.
Oh, we got a feature match.
We've got a match here, folks.
So, all right. I'm going to let you guys enjoy this match, and I'll catch up with you two later tonight.
Sounds good.
Definitely. Well, you've got my phone number now, so
see you later, studio audience. You get in touch with me because I'm unreliable.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Sure.
So, thanks a lot, guys.
Talk to you soon. Thanks, John.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Alrighty.
So we can put that one over here.
So, for those of you just joining us, this is Big Head Joe. I'm here with my main man, Joey Pasco. Jonathan Medina has just left the booth, and we are watching the quarterfinals of the StarCityGames.com Legacy Open Series in Washington, D.C. We have Mary Jacobson on the left, and she is playing Zoo. And on the right, we have Michael Pozsgay, and he is playing Enchantress. So this should be a pretty interesting match. I think it's a little bit in Michael's favor. Well, I don't know. I mean, we don't have the lists right now.
Right. I believe he's playing something very similar to what we saw Paul Lynch play.
They
did just play each other.
They played each other, basically winning in, and
neither of them won except Paul scooped. Paul conceded so that Pozsgay could get in because Pozsgay had better breakers.
Right.
So I think it was winning in for Pozsgay, and it was probably win and probably in for Paul. And since the last I saw, it was just a board full of enchantments, and each of them had solitary confinement in play, and it was just not going anywhere. And
for sure,
I don't even think they finished game one. So, but if that's the case, if the lists are very similar, then I would expect that Pozsgay would be running things like Elephant Grass and solitary confinement yet again. So being able to stop the Zoo decks from having any sort of explosive start is going to be key for Pozsgay. But again, we don't have the deck.
I know he has.
I
know he has solitary confinement.
Right. Well, we do know that, and I said that he may have Elephant Grass as well,
which both of those could be a problem for obviously for an aggro deck.
Right. And the thing is though, does Mary run Kasali Pride Mage?
Well, yes.
Sideboard, if not, possibly main deck.
It seems. I mean, given like what we've seen from the other Zoo decks, it seems like, or I guess Zoo deck. We only saw one other. But Zoo still, deck. I mean, it was running two main deck Pride Mage, and with, with people maybe suspecting some Forge Master decks, some different things. Affinity is absolutely around.
Right.
That's an awesome. Oh, I thought that was a giant die, and it kind of is.
It's a giant die filled with other dice.
It's very, very meta. So Mary rolls a and let's see what Michael rolls. Michael rolls. Oh, it didn't see what Michael rolled. Whatever. I can't see the die rolls, but I also couldn't see a giant note that Jeff had written me earlier, so no idea. Adam! Sorry to shout there. You're leaving? Trying to get Adam Saborski in the booth for some top 8 coverage, but he appears to be on his way out the door. So great seeing you.
Have a nice ride.
Take it easy, man.
Thanks.
Hadn't seen him all day today until I got a little break and wandered around, and I saw him all of a sudden.
There he was.
Here and gone.
Seems like all the cool kids were on that side of the room where we are not.
Yeah, well that's typical of my life.
Yeah.
So
sit right in the front seat of the bus.
Yeah, next to the teacher on the field trip. Tell her how good her hair smells.
I didn't say that.
I did.
So is Mary mulliganing, or are they just finishing up the? She's very animated.
That's what I've heard. She did mulligan to 6.
Okay, yeah, there we see.
I told her no pressure. There's just going to be a camera over her head, and we're going to criticize every play that she makes.
Yeah, sounds about right. Did you tell her that?
I did, but of course in a joking manner.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, and she's going to 5.
No.
She's making very quick mulligan decisions. So either the hands are really bad, or she just knows what she wants.
Thinks quick. He's just there's Pozsgay. He's happy with his 7. I wish I had gotten a better look at it.
I've just always wanted to blank out the feed and then just be like, oh, and Michael plays a card. Man, I just wish you could see it. Like, and just kind of make vague references to the entire match and not actually tell anyone what's going on and just kind of like cover the camera so no one can see. So I was like, what's going on?
You've always wanted to do that? Is that what you just said?
My whole life, it's all I ever wanted to do. Maybe not true, but still.
Now, Pozsgay is a guy who I met in San Jose, but only briefly. Him and it was Gavin and I and Pozsgay and Nick Spagnuolo all shared a cab to the airport.
I just saw a move like this.
What are you doing? Oh no!
Jeez.
She's going to 4.
Going all the way down to 4.
Well, but Gavin and Pozsgay and Spagnuolo, they were all discussing extended. I was just kind of listening to their wisdom, but he seems like a really nice guy. So, like I said, I just only met him for the short cab ride to the airport, or shuttle ride. But he does like his scarves. Him and Bertoncini, Colosso. It must be a New York thing.
She's going to play this one. She better.
Well, I mean, she didn't mulligan to 0. It's really not any good. So those.
Well, that's a good start.
I
mean, there's
Taiga Nakatl.
Yeah. There are worse turn 1 plays. There are many worse turn 1 plays.
Pozsgay looks to go with maybe a Taiga of his own. That's what he's got there. Taiga and Wild Growth. What does that do? That card hasn't been printed in years. Oh, it just adds mana? Okay.
It's Ice Age Wild Growth.
Exactly. I think that's probably one of the better looking Wild Growths. I don't like the original art Wild Growth. So Mary goes and cracks an Arid Mesa.
It's definitely my favorite Wild Growth art.
Yeah, I think I agree. Is she going to make that Nakatl a 3/3?
One would hope so.
Yeah. Get a Plains.
One would hope she would follow with a Pride Mage here, actually. If she has it, you never know. We don't have the list still.
And she gets a, what is it, is that a plateau?
Yes, it is.
Is that a plateau, or it's
I can't hear anyone.
Nope.
Tell them we need the deck lists for the video match. Thanks.
So there's plateau, nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop.
Illustrated book about birds. Or cats, or whatever creatures are in the zoo this time of year.
Yeah, sounds about right. And Nakatl in for 3. And Tarmogoyf.
Illustrated book about goyfs.
It looks like a 1/2 Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, it's not a very strong goyf right now.
Yeah.
But we all know that it has the potential to become huge very fast.
It's kind of like its price. It started as like an 0/1, and then it was like 1/2, and suddenly
all of a sudden it was all up to 8/9.
big,
It was maxed out. He does have the solitary confinement in hand, so that could be scary. I mean, obviously he needs to get a couple things on the board before he can play that and actually make it worth playing. I mean, or he can throw it down and then just, if he already has a couple of things he needs, you know, let's see what he's doing. Okay.
So there's a Heritage Druid. Oh, I'm sorry, there's Enchantress's Present.
I was like,
that's not any Heritage Druid.
Wrong deck, Joe.
Yeah, I know, seriously. Like, why did I just say Heritage? No. So there's Enchantress's Presence.
She's just gonna keep beating
yeah,
face.
I'm gonna beat into you until you can deal with it.
Yeah, but he could just play. I mean, I don't know. There, he's got another land. He can, at this point, he can play the solitary confinement.
Does he want to do that though? I mean, he's going to be skipping his draw step and discarding a card every turn. He needs enough gas to be able to.
That's true, but he does have the. Thank you. He does have the Enchantress's Presence. You know,
yeah.
I mean, he might need one more effect like that to start getting value out of it. But
yeah, it seems iffy to go, you know, with the solitary confinement at this point.
Okay, so we have the list.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't play the deck. There's a Sarah's Sanctum, which is the land. It's like Gaia's Cradle, except it's or it's in that cycle of lands. It adds 1 white mana for every enchantment in play. So.
Oh wow! So this is a very interesting list here from Mary.
Looking at the zoo list. Let's look at those in a minute.
Sure.
Maybe between
rounds.
games.
Sounds great.
So draws a card off of Enchantress's Presence after playing a Sterling Grove. Yeah, Sterling Grove is one of those, like, it's pretty key in this deck. We saw that earlier.
Pretty awesome.
Although it didn't end up winning Paul Lynch the game, but Paul Lynch, one of the other Enchantress players today, playing against Jerry T, was able to use the Sterling Grove to search for a moat and force Jerry to find an answer.
That's
because
what it seems like Pozsgay's going to do, right?
I mean, he very well could.
For the record, she is running 3 main deck Qasali Pride Mage.
Okay, and 2 Croson Grips on the board.
Right.
An additional Pride Mage.
And an additional Pride Mage. So she does have the tools. She could also put in Gaddock Teague to stop the moat, perhaps, but I don't know how likely that is.
It's only 1 Gaddock Teague. She does have 3 Magus of the Moon. That could be interesting to shut off his entire mana base.
Wow. All right. Well, he does have the enchantments, which could add the mana he needs. You know what I mean? So he can get the green from the Wild Growth and the Utopia Sprawl.
That's true.
We will see.
This Elephant Grass, it looks like he's stemming the tide.
Now, one thing that's really neat about her, one thing that's really cool about her list is how much burn it runs. She's got 4 Chain Lightning, 4 Lightning Bolt, and 2 Price of Progress.
Now this is well, from what I understand, this is actually more a traditional zoo build.
Fair enough.
And the one we saw earlier is less burn than usual.
Right, but the moat wouldn't shut her down. Now,
so Pozsgay just he played Elephant Grass and drew a card, and then played Solitary Confinement.
Now Solitary
draws
will
a card, so
stop all of that burn.
Passes the turn, and you know, it looks like Michael, he's behind a wall of enchantments right now. So she's trying to figure out. All right, so wait a minute, how much do I need to tap? Or wait a minute, what does this do?
Yeah, because
she doesn't need to. It's like
she does not need to attack.
Right. Well, she needs to attack. It's just not going to do anything right now. What she needs to
needs
do
Pride
is something
Mage.
else. So she goes with the Knight of the Reliquary.
I mean, obviously, it just seems like this deck has cool. I mean, obviously, it's called Enchantress. It has quite a few enchantments, but a lot of them that seem to be pretty backbreaking to a zoo deck.
So he declines to pay the cumulative upkeep on the Elephant Grass, so it basically was just a fog. Seal of Fog? I don't know.
Seal of Fog. I like that.
It's a fog you play on your own turn, and you can decide if you want to leave it there for future turns. So there's Argothian Enchantress. That's a card that I love that card. I love the art of that card. That was a card, like, I mean, I saw it and I was like, oh, I want to build a deck around this back when it was in Standard, and I did. I built a deck around it, and it is the Enchantress, the only creature in the deck. Grab his list just to confirm that.
It's right here, actually.
Oh, why is it on this?
Because that's how he wrote it.
Wow. Okay. Argothian Enchantress, and I believe that is probably the only creature in the deck. It looks like that's the case. But yeah, we didn't actually see Paul Lynch play Argothian Enchantress. He was just drawing cards off of multiple Enchantress of Presence. He did have them in the deck, but they just weren't. He never played them. So here's the Utopia Sprawl on the Savannah there. Draw a card. Actually, draw 2 cards. One off of Enchantress's Presence and one off of Argothian Enchantress. Did I just say that with an accent by accident?
Argothian Enchantress.
Argothian.
You getting
Argothian Enchantress. I think the name of the actual area is Argoth, so it should be Argothian Enchantress. But I think I got into the habit of calling it Argothian Enchantress before I knew it was Argoth. But man, that makes me want to read The Brothers' War again. I love that book.
Yeah, you got me to read that, and
That's a second Sterling Grove.
Yep.
So yeah, I think I'll draw 2 cards. There's another Argothian Enchantress and a Replenish. So it's looking pretty grim for Mary at this point. I mean, he's got Solitary Confinement, so he's discarding a card and skipping his draw step every turn, but he's just getting his draw step right back every time he plays an enchantment. So he plays a third Sterling Grove, I think, and then sacrifices one of them to get another enchantment. So he's getting is it Sigil of the Empty Throne.
Yep.
Now, remind me how that works. It has to do with putting out 4/4s, right, or something.
Yeah. Well, it's whenever you play an enchantment. Let me look. Let me just bring it up.
Yeah,
here.
that's what I wanted to bring up.
Yeah. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying onto the battlefield.
Wow.
White 3.
So I'll draw some cards, get a 4/4. Yeah,
Drew another sigil there.
Yeah,
he has the sigil out.
No. He just he tutored for it with
That's right.
Sterling Grove.
And he drew some cards.
He's basically trying to tell her, like, I really don't think you can win at this point. I mean, I don't know.
She does have Pride Mage in her deck. I mean, like...
So she plays a Pride Mage, gets rid of a Solitary Confinement. I believe he has not only a Replenish in his hand, but possibly a second. No, I think he only runs one Solitary Confinement. No, he runs 2, so he may have the second one, but he has Sterling Grove there to just get another one if he wants. But he has... Okay, there's Replenish, and then Sigil is behind that. So those are the white cards he has in his hand. But, I mean... She can Pride Mage something away, and he can just either get another one or replenish it right back. Man, this made me want to play Enchantress.
Yeah,
and I have a lot of those cards.
You, like, have this deck built pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think I'd need Sigil of the Empty Throne. I think that's, and I'd need some of those duels. And Solitary Confinement. I don't have that. Or Replenish, so...
God, I used to
have a lot of the
Enchantresses
themselves, but got like Exploration. That was what mine ran on. Like, you're supposed to have 4 explorations, but I only ever managed to get 3. So I only have 3 explorations. Unfortunately, I really wish I would have had that 4th one now because they're way more expensive at this point. Yeah, I loved Mary's face there. Did you see that? She kind of like rolled her eyes, not in like a roll your eyes sort of way, but kind of like looked around like, well, I guess he's just going to play this game, and I'm going to sit here and watch.
Well, I guess if this is the first time she ran into this problem all day,
yeah, then
like,
she's just,
then she's, had a pretty easygoing day of Legacy.
So,
right?
yeah, Rune Halo draws him 3 cards, 3 cards. Sorry, I see.
There we go.
Oh,
No.
Tokens,
Go back to the.
Yeah, what are you looking for? You want those worm tokens right on the top. Right on the top. Just use those. Yeah, there, come on. No, just use those.
There you go.
There's plenty there. Just use those. Come on. What are you?
They're not cats.
Oh.
Come on, that's not a... Nope, incorrect. That's a 4/4. That's a 2/2 ground creature.
All right, now I want Mary to win.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a preference. Nah, I still don't. I'm just kidding. If for those of you who don't realize, those were our business card, our Worm Coil Engine tokens sitting in there, and we were hoping Pozsgay would use those as his tokens, but he decided he wanted to use. What is that? Is that a cat?
It's a cat. It's a 2/2 cat.
See, and that actually says 2/2 on it. That's just confusing.
Yeah.
At least ours don't have a power and toughness. So there's a Windswept Heath. Is that a stack of wild growths just chunked together? I believe it was 3, his other 3 wild growths all right next to each other in his deck. Not that that's too relevant, but it's funny how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright. Poor Mary is just like, do I get a chance yet? I mean, she had 4 turns. And really only 3 turns.
Come on, you're really going to still have all these?
Like, O-ring and...
yeah, I guess he does have to
she's
draw
gonna
some
use
cards.
it. Yeah, may as well use it. Says she'll, says I'm gonna crack this Taiga. For a Horizon Canopy.
Well, I think at this point it's a little too late to be drawing into something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be drawing into a Pride Mage.
She needs to draw about 3 Pride Mages.
10.
probably 10, but I'm not talking about
15.
the actual enchantments. I'm just trying to. Man, I think she needs 3 Pride Mages. She's.
Well, at this point, I mean.
Yeah, with the sigil.
Yeah, she's just so far behind, unfortunately.
Actually, she's about where she should be on a turn 4, but he's way, way ahead. That's where, she's driving the speed limit, but Pozsgay is just flooring it.
He passes the turn. She's gonna crack. She's gonna dig for that Pride Mage.
I assume that's what she's digging for. She's digging, though, one way or another. She just needs to find some sort of out.
What did she just play? Curd Ape isn't going to do too much.
Curd Ape.
I mean, I like the Enchantress deck.
Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like it's built to handle this kind of thing. Like,
yeah, well, exactly.
I mean, Zoo is not as fast of an aggro deck as something like Goblins that can maybe do enough damage before Enchantress sets up. Like, Zoo is just seemingly slightly slower. It does have some more options, but allows Enchantress to get set up and, I basically take her out of the game. So he's cracking his second Sterling Grove. He did play 3, so he still has 1 in play. And is that a Words of War?
Yes, it is.
Words of War. Now get us the rules text on that.
So Words of War is red and 2. It's an enchantment. Tap 1. The next time you would draw a card this turn, Words of War deals 2 damage to target creature or player instead. Now, if he wipes her board with it, I'm going to be upset. Because I really feel like this is like the return of the still had all these already. Like, for those of you who don't know, I was just quoting The Gathering, who actually
Bill Bolden.
Bill Bolden does the music for our podcast.
Yep.
The rap, Magic the Gathering rap songs.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He has. He also does just more non-MTG rap as Spruik, right? He's working on an album with Patrick Chapin, actually.
I may or may not have spoiled what he's working on for us too, on the 18 podcast.
Oh yeah, interesting. So she Path to Exile one of those angels, those angel cats, and he's got another Sterling Grove. Draws 3 cards to Words of War. Looks like Enchantress's Presence and a Horizon Canopy. And gets another Angel. I mean, is he like trying to draw this out?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, it just feels like he should.
He's really slow rolling her right here.
Right, like
he's got a Sarah's Sanctum on the board. How much mana does that add? Tap it. Play all the cards in your hand. Use your Words of War a bunch of times.
All right, I'm going to count the enchantments. I'm going to wait till he stops moving here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. His 9th enchantment, right just there.
11th enchantment.
What do you...
I'm sorry. I was counting the Argothian enchantresses. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just 9 enchantments.
9 enchantments. Right.
So that Sanctum adds 9 mana. He's not hurting for mana for sure.
Did you remember to get his angel?
Maybe he needs another sigil of the Empty Throne so he can get 2 angels per enchantment.
Oh, play Moat.
Then, yeah.
He's got the other sigil in his hand.
I know.
Play the sigil, then play the Moat.
I mean, what is he afraid of? Why?
He's playing a second solitary confinement. Or he's
Or is he discarding? He's discarding. Yeah.
Passing the turn. Really?
Why is he not attacking? Can he not attack for some reason? Like,
Oh,
is
he
there
can
an
attack.
That's what I'm saying. Is there an enchantment that I'm not seeing?
He's just slow rolling the heck out of her.
So she goes. Is that Loam Lion?
That is a loam lion.
So it's the white curd ape.
Also does not fly, unfortunately.
Doesn't fly or destroy solitary confinement.
True.
Should have killed you last turn with that 10
What did he name with Ruined Halo, I wonder? Can we find out, Rashad?
Doesn't matter.
I'm just curious. So he goes with the Words of War.
Make sure you tap your 50 mana correctly. I think the deck's great. I think the deck is really great, but he's really slow rolling her here, and it's.
I mean, there's a lot of decisions here, but
There aren't. You play a bunch of dudes, or you play a bunch of enchantments. You make a bunch of angels, and you turn them all
okay.
sideways.
He named
You have her
Mindslaver
locked
with Ruined
down.
Halo.
Huh?
He named Mindslaver with Ruined Halo.
That's how much it matters. Play some stuff. Get your angels. Turn them sideways. Let's go to game 2.
So this cat can attack.
Like, if this was baseball, he would get a beanball next time he came to bat. Like, why would you show someone up like
Well,
this?
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
I'm not gonna go that far, but I'm just questioning it. Like maybe there's something about it that I'm not seeing, but it looks very much to me like he's had
Sure
the
you put that on the
the
right land
capability
there.
to win for several turns now, one way or another. I mean, he's
Draw your 4. Don't forget to draw all your cards. Oh, you're going to pay some mana instead. There you go. Dink, dink, dink. Swing, swing, swing. Game 2. Dink, 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 dink.
all right.
8 damage. Swing.
All right, now attack with 2 angels. It doesn't require too much thought here. I mean, how many of those angels just came into play?
He had 2. He had 3 up, I think.
Yeah. I feel like most of those are live, Play an enchantment,
Ever
and
turn your
he-
guys
is he
sideways.
just burning her out with Words of War?
I guess so.
Yeah. I wonder if she was thinking the same thing. Like, haven't you had the win like for several turns here? So what does she have? We already talked a little bit about what she has in the sideboard here. Right here.
Yeah, right. I was looking for the other. I keep forgetting that Michael Pozsgay's list is written on the back of the
Some
standard open pairings for round 1. So I keep misplacing it because I think it's not a deck list. She doesn't have her DCI number on there, unfortunately. I don't know why. That's weird.
So she in the board she has. Well, let's see. I'll just read it off. She's got 3 Magus of the Moon, 1 Gaddock Teague, 1 Knight of the Reliquary, 1 Kasali Pride Mage, 3 Leyline of Sanctity, 2 Relic of Progenitus, 2 Krosan Grip, and 2 Red Elemental Blast. So the Krosan Grips are obvious. The Leyline of Sanctity probably not, although she did just lose to Words of War. Probably not, but at least it's the something that may actually have an effect, but I don't really think she brings it in just for Words of War.
Get your Japanese foil back to natures.
And then Magus of the Moon could really mess him up on mana, but only if he has no other way to. Only if he can't get those enchantments into play. So, like you were saying, the Utopia Sprawl can get him the colors he needs, and the Wild Growth can get him the green. So, Gaddock Teague doesn't seem very good. So it looks to me like Kasali Pride Mage and 2 Croson Grip are the only cards that she'd want to bring in.
Who knows how many she will actually bring in, but
Right.
it does seem
I
that
would
way.
think that would make sense.
Now, on his side of the board, I mean, he has a great matchup against aggro already, so I think the only thing he brings in is the humility, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess he could bring in Ruined Halo to name, like,
in fact, I don't
Boy
even.
for-
Yeah, what is he?
Was he take out for the humility?
No, I'm just thinking like I don't even feel like I like Ruined Halo
I don't
because she's
really
got
either.
a diverse. She's got just a bunch of different kinds of threats that are going to do.
I would probably
different
take
things,
out a
so-
Ruined Halo and put in the humility and
That's
just
what I'm thinking.
roll
Yeah,
with it.
something like that. Like, and maybe again we could be wrong, but it just didn't. That Ruined Halo he literally apparently named Mindslaver. So, and I wonder was that a
I wonder how long it took him to
serious-
make that decision.
Was that a serious choice, or was he just naming something he thought maybe?
Hey,
Was that? What was it? Yeah, we do. We have that in the quarterfinals. We're gonna
right?
give away some premium.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So caught up in this match, we
And we can't tweet it, so you guys are gonna have to. By the way, unless you want to give us.
time.
So we're gonna think of a question real quick. Okay. Well, we're gonna ask a question. Just give me a chance to think of it.
So what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a question, and then you tweet to us
Right.
at SCG Live
Yep.
on Twitter, and with the, answer,
hashtag. Yeah, the hashtag's on the screen. Make sure you tag it with that hashtag SCGDC LEG Top 8. This is a giveaway for 3 months of Star City Games Premium membership. The question is, what was the name of the blue-white splashing red Call Go deck or Call Blade deck that Jerry won with? What was the name that we just gave it recently? We got the name suggested from Twitter, and we referred to it a couple of times just in the just before the round started. That
Right.
may be a little bit too hard, but it's also the name of a very popular iPhone and iPad game.
yeah.
So if you think about Call Go, and you may actually be able to figure it out without actually having heard us say it.
There you go.
So yeah, it's
So chime in, and one of you will win 3 months of StarCityGames.com Premium. Okay, so Mary's got a little bit of a smile going on, so that means that she's not totally on tilt right now, which is good. I know if I were Mary, I would not be as pleasant right now, but that's just me.
Well, then again, rolling to 4 doesn't.
You did Mulder for
I know you have those things, those quicker check things though, so you don't have to
I'm curious what they're talking about. I wonder if she's talking about how having not really experienced that deck before. Maybe, I don't know. She looks like she's having a good time, and that's the important part.
wants you guys to wave. Oh. He can see you guys on the camera?
Somebody's high momming into the camera.
Hi, MTG mom.
That's why we have Can somebody please demonstrate?
All right. So we're getting into game 2 here.
Did he say it was really boring?
Mary, of
I'm playing.
course, will be on the play. I don't think you let.
Just to point something out, Utopia Sprawl. This is I'm looking at my phone to check our Twitter feed so that I
Okay.
can get some of the info. Utopia Sprawl is an enchant forest, so
That's
Magus
correct.
of the Moon would knock those off. So he would just have the wild growths.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
Magus of the Moon may not be as bad, or it may be better than we were thinking.
More relevant than we were thinking, right?
Relevant's a probably better way of putting it. Yeah, Sterling Grove also shrouds the enchantments. So she's got Sterling Grove gives shroud to all the other enchantments.
Right.
Pride Mage can now only hit the Sterling Grove.
And he can
And if he
sack
plays,
it.
well, he can. But if he
plays
plays a
two,
second one, which he did,
they're all locked down.
so it was even more of a chance. Like what could she have even done?
Right. Okay, so she leads with a turn 1 Loam Lion.
I love this. I mean, this isn't actually correct, but they said Mad Avians. Sandwich King said the answer to the question, Mad Avians. It's correct and not correct. I know.
He was joking. That counts.
Yeah.
He knows.
I think it counts, yes.
That counts.
And he also tweeted the correct answer
Right.
earlier. I like that. Yeah, we got a lot of people who definitely know the answer, so I'm glad that wasn't too hard. So, yeah, Pozsgay doing the same thing with the Utopia scroll, like putting a little post-it on there to say what color he named. So Mary's got a Loam Lion start here to take Michael, take a little chunk out of the life total, and she followed up with a Tarmogoyf like last game. Yes, she does. So it's a 1 and 2 Tarmogoyf, I believe. I don't see anything in Pozsgay's graveyard. The Windswept Heats is the only thing in Mary's graveyard.
Right.
So,
Caracas.
Caracas takes the board.
Taps for white also.
He's considering a Sterling Grove here, but I think you go get the Enchantress's presence out there and draw some cards. No, he goes with the Sterling Grove. Okay.
I think he's going to dig straight for the moat.
He may, yeah. He may
I think he's going to go straight for it.
But that moat can be very susceptible, very wide open to a Kasali Pride Mage or a Croson Grip when he doesn't have Sterling Grove in play, you know?
It's true.
Unless he's got a second Sterling Grove, in which case, which he does not. I just saw his hand and
Now, you
I
know,
was sure there was no Sterling Grove.
But Gaddock Teague right now.
Excuse me. Gaddock Teague right now, he doesn't do enough, I don't feel like.
It
I mean,
wouldn't allow him to cast the moat or Sigil of the Empty Throne.
right, that's not, I don't feel like that's enough. To me, that's like very, like most of his deck is pretty cheap. I don't think that those matter. Like basically you're saying, okay, so you want Michael Pozsgay to take longer to win is what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so you get the moat down, or you keep the moat from being played, but solitary confinement.
But she didn't see a moat last game either.
No,
so.
she didn't, you're right. But solitary confinement does a pretty good job of protecting you as well.
It's true.
And he's got that in his hand.
But Gaddock Teague is another dude, and
No, I'm not saying she shouldn't play Gaddock Teague, but I'm talking
Sure.
about the fact that, like,
well, it's a one of anyway. I mean,
right?
it's just one other option.
But she's got more on the board, and you were talking about that earlier, so I thought you were talking. She's got two main decks.
Oh, she has
one
two
on the
main
board.
deck. Okay.
So that's why I was saying, like, I'm not
Okay,
sure,
fair enough. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
It makes perfect sense.
He doesn't do very much. He does
No.
something, but not very much.
Two. I thought she had one total.
I see.
And I was saying bring in the 1. But
And I think it's, definitely not worth bringing in 1. Possibly worth even boarding 1 or both out of the main if she wants. But then again, it is a dude and it does do something, so. Alright, so he's got an Enchantress's presence now. So the Enchantress is going to give him presents when he plays enchantments. At least that's his
we'll
hope.
all have a birthday party.
You're safe to swing in right now. There are no enchantments keeping you from attacking. No elephant grass or whatnot.
You can attack. Go for it, Mary.
So Mary's got 3/3 Knight of the Reliquary right now, a 1/2 Tarmogoyf, and a 2/3 Loam Lion. And a Grim Lavamancer, which will shrink the Tarmogoyf and the Knight if she decides she wanted to use it. So there's a Kazali Pride Mage. Interestingly, she plays it with no mana open, so it's it costs 1, right? 1 colorless to sacrifice and kill someone.
Now he's going to search back mode. Or actually, no, that's not true. He needs another Sterling Grove.
Yeah, search up and moat. Just put it right in the line of fire. I mean, if he wants her to...
It sounded good when I said it.
if he wants her to crack the Pride Mage that bad, I mean, he has plenty of other things.
Why did she not swing with the Knight?
She might want to use it. That's what I'm thinking. I guess what she's thinking is, can she burn him out? You know, not burn him out, but can she set it up to where she has the option to at least do some damage with burn? I mean, he's at 12 right now. If she, during his end step, she cracks the Knight, or uses the Knight, cracks a land, gets something else, makes the Knight bigger, next turn swings in with the Knight, if she can, right? Swings in with the Knight and some other guys doing some damage, and then has the Grim Lavamancer to just give it some reach, just get 2 more damage out of one of the lands in her graveyard. I'm just trying to think of how she can maximize damage. So Pozsgay actually helps her out a little bit with the
bolted right there. You know what I mean? Like basically with the Knight. He's not swinging back. You know what I mean?
No, but I'm saying she wants to put cards in her graveyard, and that way she can make the Knight bigger this time. But
she also has the Lavamancer, which is kind of counterintuitive to that point.
That's why I'm saying she wants to. I mean, she wants to put more in her graveyard. And that's
okay.
I think she's going to use the Knight, crack, which sacrificing a land, putting more fuel for the Lavamancer in her graveyard, search up possibly a fetch land to put another bit of fuel for the Lavamancer in her graveyard, also still making the Knight bigger. So now the Knight's pretty fat. And if she can get in with it, then who knows what he's got solitary confinement. He may even have, I don't see elephant grass, but then he's got solitary confinement, so it's not going to matter anyway. But I know she's trying to, I think she's trying to make the Knight fat enough to be relevant if it gets in, and then also the Lavamancer to just provide a little bit more fuel for that in the graveyard, so she can continue to attack with the Knight if she actually is able to. But again, now solitary confinement is on the board. She has the Pride Mage now to crack, to kill that solitary confinement. So it looks like that may be what she has to do.
She has to Sterling Grove's out. So for those of you,
I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
For those of you who are unaware of what solitary confinement, its exact wording is, it's a white and 2. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice solitary confinement unless you discard a card. Skip your draw step. You have Shroud. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. Oh my goodness! It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Okay, this is nuts. I almost. You guys got to come back here and just like cheer. Except you guys wouldn't be on this camera anyway. We're not on this camera.
Right.
We have some. I don't know. What do you guys call yourselves?
Just check.
Are you gonna tweet it? You're gonna tweet this on SCGDC? Pillow Heroes.
Pillow Heroes here in the house.
All right. So she does use the Knight's ability. Video.
Yeah, we have just interrupted our quarterfinals match to take pictures of people wearing pillows and blankets. Okay, so she did use the knight at the end of turn.
That's what I said.
Just bringing us back into the action here. I'm tweeting that to all 3 addresses.
All right. So she's got to now find a way to take out the Sterling Grove and the solitary confinement. Rashad, can we check on the name for that ruined halo? What card was named? Knight of the Reliquary? Okay.
Okay.
Knight of the Reliquary was named with Ruined Halo, so...
An actual relevant card this game.
Yeah.
Do you have any mana
Yeah, she's reading Sterling Grove now, so realizing that not only can she not do any damage while he has that solitary confinement in play, she can't do anything to the solitary confinement either. So she's going to crack a fetch land. And she plays Tranquility. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, she does not play Tranquility.
Back to nature.
Yeah, I was going to say, or Back to Nature.
I'm saying, this Enchantress deck is looking pretty good right now. Get your Japanese foil Back to Natures. Because that card, I guess that card just pretty much crushes this deck, right? They can't counter it, right?
Yeah, good point. So she goes ahead and says, all right, I'm going to dump the Pride Mage to kill that Grove. What is
That's
that?
a second Grim
It's just
Love
different
Mancer.
art.
That's the one from the Fire and Lightning.
Yeah. I'd like to see that art closer.
Discards a Chrome Mox to the Solitary, keeps it up.
And is that a Sigil coming down? Sigil of the Empty Throne? No, he's maybe changing his mind or fixing his mana here. He's tapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Sigil of the Empty Throne. And is he going to drop another Ruined Halo here? Oh, he's got an Enchantress's Presence. Play that. Draw a card, get an Angel.
Does he have mana? He doesn't have any, he only has 1 mana.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough. You're right. But I mean, he can play the... No, he can't.
No. I don't think so. What? Can you find out if there's time? Is this timed? Can we find out? No. No. So there's 4 hours or 4 minutes left, depending on how long this match takes.
So, Mary uses the Knight yet again. filling your graveyard, giving herself lots of fuel for the Lavamancer, but it's really seemingly all irrelevant at the moment while he has that solitary confinement in play. And I don't expect him to decide suddenly that he would rather draw a card and not discard. So I don't expect him to get rid of that solitary confinement anytime soon. And that's really just what this is all about. So she needs to get a Pride Mage or a Croson Grip to take care of that solitary confinement before she can even start doing any more damage. But he is at 10 life, which is fairly relevant. So he discards another Chrome Mox to the solitary confinement, and he has Rune Halo and Enchantress's Presence in his hand, so he's probably going to go with Enchantress's Presence and then draw a card, play Rune Halo and draw 2 cards. Meanwhile, he's getting angels off of these too, so he'll play Enchantress's Presence, draw a card, get an angel, play Rune Halo, draw 2 cards, get an angel, and depending on what those cards are, we'll see what else. I mean, he may actually change his mind about playing the Rune Halo.
Down comes the Runed Halo.
Rune Halo, draw 2 cards, get an angel.
Naming.
Yeah.
I would imagine he names Grim Lavamancer.
Seems like a decent idea. He played Rune Halo again, another Rune Halo. Can you check on that for us, Rashad? Oh, he may be still thinking about it. Yeah, Grim Lavamancer. Okay. So it looks like Grim Lavamancer is the card named with the second Rune Halo.
That seems appropriate.
Yeah. It's not. He didn't name Mindslaver this
He
time.
named Mindslaver with Runed Halo Game 1.
So there's an Elephant Grass, which is going to draw him 2 more cards, and give him another angel. There's the angel.
No, he skips right past that token.
He draws a 3rd Runed Halo. I think that was the only card he drew so far. He gets to draw 1 more. And a Misty Rainforest. Now, he has an Argothian Enchantress in hand, although no mana left right now. So.
He did draw Misty.
Yeah.
He will play it.
Yeah, but he's not going to get 2 mana out of it.
True.
Where's the Lotus Cobra? Just kidding. Alright, so she's like, you mean I can't use these?
She can use them to take out an angel.
Yeah, it's true. That's actually not bad. Right there, like, I can't hit you, but I can hit your guys. The only reason he would decide to ditch the solitary confinement is if he really had to, like he had no cards left in hand.
But that's next to impossible at this point.
Well, it seems that way. I mean, if he keeps drawing enchantments, but I guess there's a possibility that he hits just multiple lands in a row where he can't, he has to keep discarding them and not hitting enchantments to draw more cards. I mean, it seems crazy, and the fact that he's got an Argothian Enchantress in his hand makes that even more unlikely, but really I'm just trying to think of what her outs are to solitary confinement, and one of them being his draw phase, or his lack of a draw phase, and what he ends up drawing off of the Enchantress's Presences and eventually Argothian Enchantress. So, Mary untaps. Yeah. Also, and this is a good point. The more lands she takes out with Reliquary, Knight of the Reliquary, the more chance she has to draw of.
It's a very good point.
More chance she has of drawing Kasali Pride Mage or Crossing Grip,
Very
assuming
good.
she brought in the Crossing Grip. Now that's John Beatty. Credit to John for pointing that out. Just to
Third Grim
another Grim Lava Man
passes the turn.
I mean, she can certainly burn those angels. She's not going to be able to burn Argothian Enchantress because that's got Shroud.
Enchantress?
Argothian Enchantress has Shroud.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
just saying, like she basically can only burn those angels. She can't
Maybe
hit
I want
him.
to play this deck. Yeah. I'm torn between like, because this deck looks awesome and just like.
It is super fun. Like I mean, having played an Enchantress deck, not the same one, but back when it was in Saga, yeah, like it is fun to just sit there and be like, I'm just gonna draw so many cards.
But I also think it would just be cheaper to play back to nature and play against it. But you know.
Serenity also is like what?
Yeah.
Like, no, it's just like the.
Yes, Serenity's a good answer to this deck.
All right, so he's swinging with the Angels. All
Reverend
right,
Silence.
taking down Mary to from 16 to 8.
Well, if she doesn't blow one of them up.
Right, exactly.
She probably
Potentially,
will.
yeah, potentially taking out half her life total, but she's gonna take one of the Angels out, which seems about like the most, the best play right there. So, all right, so she'll go to 12. He plays an Argothian Enchantress, and now he's going to probably play a Runed Halo. Wait a minute, why? Yeah, exactly. You don't get an angel for playing a creature. There we go. He's just so used to playing a card and drawing and putting an angel into play. So, all right. So, what's his mana situation now? Looks like he's got 2 floating, and I'm assuming for the Runed Halo. So there it is. Runed Halo. Get an angel. Draw 3 cards. And there's I see land Sterling Grove. Now see, if that Sterling Grove were a land, he would have no way of drawing cards until he lets that solitary confinement go. So that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good point.
that's one of her possible outs. I mean, it's not really, it's just an out to solitary confinement, not actually a way to win the game. But
Right. I mean,
it improves her chances dramatically.
she gets to take a turn right now.
Yeah, well, right now, no, because he drew a Sterling Grove, so he's going to be
Oh,
able
he
to
does
draw.
have a land.
That's what I'm saying. He's got
Okay,
land.
I didn't realize he hadn't his land drop yet this turn.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm saying if he had, so here he goes. He's going to play Sterling Grove, and he's going to draw 3 cards and get another angel. And if those next 3 cards are all land or non-enchantments, because it could also include like an Argothian Enchantress. Those aren't going to draw him cards when he plays them. He can't draw a card, and he has to discard to keep solitary confinement. So he's just going to have a couple turns of solitary confinement, but not actually have a way to keep it up. Now, Sterling Grove can tutor for an enchantment, so that's that gives him just some more time. So even if he does hit that multiple non-enchantments off the top, then Sterling Grove can still keep him in it. I'm kind of not sure what she just did. It's just crap. She's just using that knight to thin the deck or get more lands. Yeah, his other outs, he's got Horizon Canopy as well, which can draw on the card.
Right.
So I mean, I'm trying to think of like a scenario where she does not have to find a Pride Mage or a Croson grip.
Right.
But that it just requires like so much. He needs to hit non-enchantments, and also it just basically needs to stop hitting enchantments and also use up that Sterling Grave. Replenish fights back to nature pretty well.
It's true.
Teague does nothing with Caracas in play, by the way.
Very good point. Okay.
More Twitter wisdom.
Thank you, Twitter.
All right, go.
Alright, I'll discard.
Yeah. Don Wiggins from Don's Magic and Sundry said, this enchantment deck looks 100% fun to play, 100% unfun to play against.
Exactly.
It sounds about right. So he's swinging in with 3 angels. And this time he is likely to get in for at least 8 because she's only able to take out one of them. That should mean that, yeah, so she's says, alright, 2 damage to one, 2 damage to the same one, and take 8, looks like. It's going to put her to 2, so this is basically setting things up for Pozsgay to win on his next turn. Unless she decides to do who was it yesterday that wasn't it Medina? Yeah, who cracked a fetch land when he was at 1. Maybe she uses Grim Lavamancer to ping herself for 2. Although she doesn't think she has anything left in her graveyard. No, never mind. She couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
But I don't expect her to actually do that.
Put them all in the stack. I will draw the second.
So, getting some more cards. And there's his 4th Runed Halo. Do we know what he named with the 3rd Runed Halo? We got Knight of the Reliquary.
I'll draw.
What's that? Oh, Price of Progress. Okay. Thank you for that. And we may be soliciting you for yet another Runed Halo in just a moment. But he plays a 2nd Argothian Enchantress. So every enchantment now draws him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards.
Wow.
3 off of the Enchantress's presence, 2 off of the Argothian Enchantresses. And there's Runed Halo. He should just name Argothian Enchantress. Name Mindslaver again. I don't think it matters.
Draw 5.
Yeah, so there's 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, I must have missed the first one. So he does have Utopia Sprawl, Utopia Sprawl, Chrome Mox, Words of War, Land, and I believe another Solitary Confinement.
With the Utopia straw, my drink never runs out. Did he just discard Moat or play Moat? Moat just went somewhere.
I didn't even see it in his hand.
I just saw him put it somewhere.
And now you don't see it anymore? There's a Solitary Confinement in his hand. I thought you said you were tweeting that image.
I did. It probably didn't go up because
And I didn't shoot it with my camera phone. I shot it with my actual camera. But
I
to
thought
see
I
the, to see
tried
the
to.
pillow heroes or whatever they called themselves, you'll have to check out pictures when I tweet them later this week.
I'll probably even tweet them tonight, but the signal isn't that great in here.
Well, yeah, you can do that. I'm talking about the pictures I've taken this weekend. So.
Oh yeah.
I've been taking just pictures here and there all weekend. I'll be posting them up on probably my Flickr, and I'll put a post either on our Facebook or on iwantmymtg.com, or both. If you guys want to see some images. And of course, I'll post it on Twitter. If you guys are curious, my Twitter username is AffinityForBlue, so you can follow me and see when I post those pictures. You can follow us at YoMTGTaps. You can follow Joe at OMGWTFBHJFTW, and that's actually accurate. So meanwhile, Pozsgay draws or goes searching for more angels. It's really like I'm not sure why he's taking so long. She's at 2 life. Why is he not just killing her?
I went to discard. I don't think it matters.
Or I'm sorry, is this still the same turn? This is still the same turn. That's why he's not still killing her, or not just killing her. He really already had it set up to win next turn.
The problem about stacking cards, remember when I said about stacking cards? Yeah, my life is a problem with my deck.
And there's an Enlightened Tutor, and
Is it over yet?
yeah. So we from Twitter. A suggestion against Enchantress is Harmonic Convergence, which is a green and 2 instant, put all enchantments on top of their owners' libraries. So that beats Replenish.
Yeah, it's a bad bet.
Tranquil Grove is another possibility. So there we go. There's the handshake. Michael Pozsgay wins 2-0 against Mary Jacobson, who just could not seem to get past Pozsgay's wall of enchantments.